If you're not having enough time throughout the day or struggling to get focused, here are 5 success habits. And these are I won't do success habit. And it will get you to your success path much faster and take you to the right direction. And I did that for myself. And number one habit is I won't watch sports on the TV. Now, I love basketball and I do get inspired with that, the way they're focused, they play the basketball. But the challenge is each basketball game takes approximately 2 hours, including the break time, the ad, and all the stuff. And what happens, think about like from the day they start NBA, and if your team is playing good, think about how many 2 hours you are going to waste in front of the TV. And many times it happened that not everybody in your home they like the basketball or they like sports. And normally the sports are in the evening time, regardless what sports you watch, because that's the time people are home during the week. And that kind of like you and your TV, you watching the game, not everybody else in the family connect with that, and you do lose a lot of quality family time. So, and then plus, you wasting time. Number two, also with this, many times, you will get disappointed because your team lost the game and you're going to go to bed with the disappointment. That's not good. So that's the biggest reason, I stopped watching the sports. And also no soap opera, no, dramatic movies, and so, just wastage of time. It's not necessarily bad to watch TV, but as long as you control it and you watch something help you. Or for example, I love singing, dancing, and many times, I watch TV, the reality shows with my kids, and especially I like those, inspiring stories about those contestants, like where they come from and what they're achieving, and that shows value to our kids. So that's, you can switch that and control the TV time. Number two, I stopped doing is stop hanging around or spend time with the people who doesn't respect time, who doesn't count time. Is a huge problem, because if someone doesn't have value for the time, they will not value your time. They will just waste your time. The valuable thing we have in our life is the time, because it's limited. It's only 24 hours a day for everybody, limited years. You're not going to get 200, 300, 400 years, okay? So make time count. And if you see someone who wastes time, just set up the expectation. When you know that person doesn't give value to the time, there may be somebody very nice people, very good people, but you have to be straightforward and set up that expectation of the time, the way you want to spend your time. Number three, I won't do is, and I don't do is, I don't preach something to my coaching client or team member if I don't practice. Because practice and preach. What happens when I give somebody a suggestion, I make sure that I practice that, because then I can tell them the pros and cons, because nothing is magic, okay? Everything comes with pros and cons. I let them know, look, you're going to achieve that, but you will have these challenges. So be ready to accept that and to be ready for that journey. And also it builds more trust, because when I'm telling something, I'm very confident because I did that and I practiced that, so I know good. And then certain challenges comes and they know that. So once they know that I also practiced that, I did practice that, so they take it with trust and they apply that. So don't just preach, also practice, because that's the way you can, when you preach something, you can build a better trust with the people who are listening to you. Number four is don't just be obsessed with one thing. I know many people, they want to achieve their goal and they're just obsessed with that goal, the work, making money or whatever, building the wealth. If you take like a major chunk of the time or life, you have three things. You have personal time, personal growth, you have your business, also the most important, you have your family, friend, your social life, including family. So when you get obsessed, you have to get obsessed in each three things. With the health, You got to, maybe you are obsessed to go to gym. Yes, fine. But then don't forget to get obsessed with something, achieving the goal at your work, or don't forget to be obsessed with spending time with your family. So it's good to be obsessed, because when you are obsessed, you achieve that because you're fully focused. But don't just be obsessed in one thing. That is one thing. Many years back, I learned from Grant Cardone that be obsessed or be average. You got to be obsessed, you got to be focused, but not just one thing. But then what happened when you focus only one thing, then you lose the other thing. So have that balance, be obsessed with one thing in each part of life. And number 5, this is big, this is huge. We have to learn to listen. I decided I won't always speak, I won't always give suggestion, I won't always talk, because you have to listen more. Because also they say, that we get 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we have to listen twice and say, have, or maybe less. Why? Because I see sometimes, in a meeting, there are some people, any subject comes, they have a story. They try to suck the energy of the room, and then I had to kind of step in sometimes and educate in a good way. What happens here, when I go, especially when I go somebody ahead of me, my mentor, my coach, zip, and my ears are full open, full immersed with what they're saying, making a note, and so, because that is so important, because listening to the people who are ahead of you. And other thing also, even you're in a meeting, you have many things to share, it's always good to talk less, because then your words get more value. Because if you're just talk, and people hearing you all the time, they don't value your words that much. Rather, you listen, make the practice to listen, and then you give your suggestion, you give your opinion, and that's the way to go. So this is big. Learn to listen. Let me know, what do you think about these 5 things? I like to hear from you also. Is there any other success habit you are adapting? Is there any other success habit you want to suggest? I like to hear from you. I know we all are successful in different direction. We all have our different experiences. Let's give me a comment. Let me know what do you think, and also let me hear from you. Thank you. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.